Wildfires have raged across parts of the Eastern Cape in the past few days, forcing the Kouga Municipality Fire Services to order an immediate evacuation in some areas. Let's get the very latest with our reporter Kim Daniels, who's been following, of course, these fires from day one. She's joining us live from Gqeberha. A very good afternoon to you, Kim. So please give us the very latest in the battle against the blazes in your part of the area. We hear that most of these raging fires have since been controlled or put out completely.
Good afternoon and thank you. Yes, as you mentioned, most of the fires or the fires that are currently burning are all under control, away from properties and away from danger. Even the evacuations that you mentioned that happened over the course of the past few days, that specifically being in the Kouga municipality, those evacuations were only done as a precaution as the fire was getting dangerously close to the residential area. However, even with these evacuations, no one was hurt, no property was damaged, but the Kouga municipality saw the importance of prevention rather than cure, rather get the residents out before things really got bad. And as you understand, the situation in the Kouga municipality was far worse than what we've been experiencing here in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. Currently, it is a scorching day. The weather forecast says it's set to be warm for the next couple of days. As you can see, my hair is blowing, which means the winds are picking up again. And we know these are all factors that play a role, you know, in the burning or the burning of these fires in certain areas. I'm joined now by the acting mayor, Mr. Gqeberha. So can you maybe just give us an update in comparison to this morning? Things were under control. Since then, the winds picked up. There have been a few fires across the metro. What can you tell us about that?
Yes, thank you, Kim. We do have a couple of hotspot areas, areas that are prone to wildfires. That's your Wedgwood area, St. Albans area, Strandfontein Road, and a couple of others. We're glad that we can now at least report that all these fires are now under control. There's some smouldering, but there's no fires as such. And there's no evacuations necessary, no road closures. People can go about their lives normally, like they normally would on a Sunday. And we are very grateful for that.
I know when we spoke to you yesterday, you made a big call to the public to play their part as well. Because we know the use of glass bottles, burning of fire, cigarette butts, all of those things play a role in causing that these fires burn as quickly as they do.
100%, Kim. It's the illegal dumping that causes, it's part of the causes, as well as open fires. We want to appeal to our residents, especially during these months of January and February, to not make any open fires. If they see an open fire, if they see that the fire is not properly doused, ensure that the fire is out. And we are asking for everybody to remain vigilant. Let's try and give our firemen who have been working tirelessly from December right through, it's now almost the middle of January, that they've been working, trying to keep us all safe. And I think on that note, I should send a shout out to all of them to say thank you to all of them. These are our brave men and women in our emergency and fire departments that risk life and limb to ensure that we can go about our daily lives. Like you said, today is a scorching day again. Some of us are on the beach, some of us are on the way to the cricket, and in the meantime they are out trying to ensure that we are safe.
Mr. Van der Kerk, speaking of these firefighters and the volunteers and everyone who is giving their time to fight these fires, what's the mood like on the ground? Because I know when I was in Kouga yesterday, I was actually quite surprised to see how positive everyone was. I mean, it is definitely a team effort. It's a tough time, a time of where people are scared and panicking. But these people on the forefront of this disaster seem to be in good spirits.
Yes, our emergency workers are special people. They're different. This job is not for everybody, and yes, they love. There's a brotherhood amongst them, and but we cannot take advantage of them by us being reckless on the other hand. So we are extremely, extremely grateful to our firemen and firewomen who are out there braving these conditions. It's the next 3 days, and if I can make an appeal to all the residents of Nelson Mandela Bay and even in the Kouga and Cape Town areas, the Western Cape, who are also prone to veld fires this time of the year, please be cautious when it comes to fires. These guys need a break. They can't carry on for 2 months killing fires, and we're reckless on the other hand.
Acting Mayor, thank you so much for your time. That was the Acting Mayor of the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro, Mr. Gqeberha, just appealing to communities, to residents, not just in NMB, but stretching all the way up to the Western Cape to play their part. These firefighters have been working tirelessly around the clock, trying to monitor, trying to extinguish these fires to make sure everyone's safe, to make sure no properties are harmed. Like I said, I was in Kouga yesterday, and there was a fire between the St. Francis Bay and Oyster Bay area that did get out of hand. And I personally firsthand saw how tough, the situation is, and how hard these firefighters, these men and women, work, to stop the spread of these fires. And as we understand, the wind is quite predictable in our little neck of the woods here in the Eastern Cape. So it is natural causes already a tough thing, but just the appeal to the residents of these areas to please play their part and be smart in this very warm time.
So much to SABC News reporter Kim Daniels in Gqeberha with the very latest in, of course, the battle against those blazes. And as we understand, most of them have since been contained.